Hey guys, it's Kazi here. We're going to be taking on stage 4 of the new blue zone that we got on global. So this is going to be Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution, Vegeta. So this is a team we're going to go ahead and run. I made a slight tweak from the last video you guys saw, which would have been the trunk stage that we just got. I went ahead and dropped Kid Buu for Hirudegarn just because, I mean, he's going to accomplish basically the same thing as Kid Buu. You just don't want him to die. You want him to stack up, get some attack down. And then I also brought in Mr. Buu. So Mr. Buu is going to not do any damage because he's a super unit. However, he has a ridiculous amount of damage reduction. He's going to help us out a little bit against the first boss, being AGL, and the second boss is Tech. But he has so much damage reduction that it's going to get to a point to where when we pop a Whis, like, he's just not going to take damage. That's going to be the same standing thing for our Super Easy 8 Kid Buu, and as well as our Evil Transforming Buu. We're going to pop one Whis, and they're just not going to take damage. So I'll see you guys when we get into the stage. Alright, let's go. So this guy should be, on paper, significantly easier than the last fight that we did. Well, let me... Oh yeah, I love doing this. 5 right here, we're just cooking. He's not going to do any damage because he is a good guy. However, we're going to be okay because our team inherently just does crazy damage. Yeah, this isn't going to do anything. Oh! I do like Mr. Buu. He's a very, very fantastic World Tournament EZA. I would run him more if he was an evil character. For this team specifically, but he's not. But I'm gonna try to swap up the themes just a little bit. I really hate to break something that's not, or to fix something that's not broken. Like the team in the previous video where we beat Trunks, like that's the hardest event on global at the moment. Like, I really should have just ran it back, but I was like, yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it out. I don't want to run the exact same team the entire time. But I really am a big fan of this Majin Buu team. Let's run this up real quick. Let's run that up. Wish we would have got those Buu, that other Buu on the other rotation, but that's perfectly fine. We'll run this up. But the thing that you'll see for this event is actually the ridiculously long cooldown in between supers for this Vegeta. He has about a 10 cooldown. To put things a little bit in perspective, if you guys saw the last video, Future Trunks on his first turn is a 5 CD cooldown. On his second turn, it's a 5 CD cooldown, and then on his third final form, it's a 0 cooldown. So, I mean, sometimes you can just kind of chop it up to luck for his super. Like, will we get super this turn? Find out next time. But yeah, the fact that this guy takes so long to super again, even though he does kind of barrage you with attacks every single turn, he's dropping about 10 attacks each turn. When he gets into that final form is where we're really going to see those barrage of attacks start mattering. But at the same time, it can also play against him, because if he doesn't super right away, some of our units, like, we can get to a point to where we just kind of cook him. Like, absolutely destroy his HP bar before he can really even have a chance to fight. The only difficult thing about this stage, and pretty much in general, for the secondary boss, at least for the first boss, the only thing that's annoying is he still has a super attack on super. That's pretty much it. Let's do, it's from 3 on, so we'd have to just do this. We can get a better drop. We'll get him these, and then we'll do this. Kid Buu shouldn't take damage after he supers right here. We can get a little bit of his passive built up. But the second form is going to massively lower our defense on super. So the absolute worst thing that could happen is the second form supers our guy. Even after we super, let's say theoretically he doesn't super slot 1. He does super slot 1, but it's in the right slot, so it's going to be after we actually attack, after we raise our defense and get our stats up. The worst case is he supers us, and then he starts slapping us with attacks, because our defense is gone. Like, at that point, we are working purely off of damage reduction, which is another reason why we brought Mr. Buu, because Mr. Buu is going to have, we call it same type for him, so he's not going to get cooked like if we had brought a Frieza, but he's going to have so much innate damage reduction that when we pop a Whis, it's just going to basically make it to where he doesn't take damage. Whereas with Frieza doesn't have we call type effective. He's actually disadvantaged against them, and he's going to precipitously lose damage reduction. So it's going to get to a point so even when we drop a Whis, he's still going to take crazy amounts of damage because of him not having a good enough type advantage. Let's go for... I actually probably want to just stay in this form and just get another stack. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stay in the form and get another attack. And we'll just do this for it. But yeah, that was kind of why I wanted to swap up at least the Frieza bare minimum. The Kid Buu, like I said, Kid Buu and Harunogar, they pretty much accomplish the same thing. It's just Harunogar at least has the ability to dodge. Like, in an event where we can't actually dodge, I'm not bringing Harunogar. That's just how it is. I'm just not bringing Harunogar into that we can actually dodge. I'd much rather take Kid Buu, because Kid Buu has slightly better raw stats, especially for the card that I have, because my Kid Buu is actually rainbowed and my Harunogar is not. So he's going to perform better in stages to where he just has to straight up face tank. But Harunogar, in stages where dodge is available, he's very, very powerful to bring. And like I like to stress, he's a bad guy. So he's going to do decent damage against these blue zone characters. That's kind of like the name of the game. If you're fighting a good guy, you want to bring bad guys. And if you're fighting a bad guy, you want to bring good guys. When we start doing more red zone content again is when you guys will start seeing me use more super characters. Until then, you're pretty much just going to only see me use Mr. Buu. Pretty much just Mr. Buu. And then occasionally, if things do really start ramping up in difficulty for these blue zone events, we'll bring in old reliable, which is BROLY. But until then, yeah, we're just going to be cooking with this. Put this up. I'm going to keep a decent amount of... Nice, perfect. I'm going to keep a decent amount of rainbow orbs for Mr. Buu at the end. That's going to be the name of the game for him, is just keep those rainbow orbs up for him. So he's going to have 50% damage reduction, just innately. And every single orb after, I believe it's the third orb that he picks up, he gets an additional 10% damage reduction. Every single rainbow orb, that is. Not normal orb, rainbow orb. And he also gets like crazy amounts of stats on rainbow orb pickup as well. So like you want to do that. You want to pick up rainbow orbs for him. Oh, let's actually see if Mr. Buu can finish this guy off. My Mr. Buu is rainbowed though. I should say that he's rainbowed, and I believe he's max links. If he's not max links, he's only missing like 1 or 2. Come on. No, Mr. Buu. But he's not taking damage. Mr. Buu's cooking. Let's go for... I mean, yeah, I guess we're just stacking again. Like, that's kind of just it. I don't want to transform to him when I don't need to yet. And yeah, let's go for that. We're actually taking quite a bit of time to take out this Vegeta. Let's get a dodge going. A dodge, just whatever. Oh, but we dodged the normal. Okay. We dodged the normal though, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. We dodged that normal. That actually might be pretty good in the next part of the stage, dodging a normal. Especially after getting super attack. But yeah, I mean, this stage is taking definitely a bit longer than I thought it would. He doesn't have like a ridiculous amount of HP, but it's definitely not, it's not a little bit. This next boss, yeah, this Vegeta is gonna be, we already got our transformation for Harunogar. So, actually we're perfect. Well, this is, wow. This is actually a really, really good turn for so many different reasons. So, Harunogar right here, he has 3 dodges to get, which he will get. He's guaranteed dodge right here. I mean, what do I have to say about this Buu? I'm not going to use his active skill, this middle Buu, because if he does, or if I do, then Harunogar doesn't have anything to dodge. Let's do this. Definitely want to get to this guy. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pop 1 Whis, just so we can get all of that DR for Super Buu. Gonna get this just to bring up the Dokkan meter a little bit, and oh, I wanted the purple orbs, but it's okay. Get the Dokkan meter up a little bit more. But yeah, we get supered in the first slot, which is really what I want. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna take any damage. If we get supered in the final slot, we're going to dodge it. But this is huge because we can get the 3 dodges that Harunogar needs to have the guaranteed dodge on the next turn, and we can just keep going pretty much for that. Yeah, so we're gonna get supered right here. Yeah, just no damage. We lost all of our defense, but see, that's a really bad scenario right there for the boss, actually, because he didn't even get to slap us up, so he didn't even get a chance really to do damage. His super is only 1.7 mil. I know I say only, like that's not a crazy amount of damage. It is. It's just that it's not like a Trunks amount of damage. Trunks in the last video that we did 2.25. And after he does that super, that 2.25, he massively raises his attack. So his normal 750k normals that he would do after that go closer to like 1.25. Whereas Vegeta, he's going to do something fairly similar, but just significantly less attack than the future Trunks does. Even though they're going to accomplish the same thing, they both want to super you and then slap you up right after. So let's go ahead and do... See, this turn I can use this. This turn I will use this, actually. Because at this point, there's really no reason not to. Because nobody here needs to dodge at all. So let's just go for that. And what are we at? Yeah, we stacked enough. We've had plenty of turns. Let's go for this. And in this case, we really don't need to like get him a crazy amount of rainbows, but let's get him 3 of them just to get some extra stats so he can do some decent damage. But yeah, we really just didn't need to do that because I mean we still have the Whis from last turn. But it's like whatever. It's really a whatever at this point. Like I said, this guy doesn't have crazy amounts of HP. It's decent, but like his defense is also very, very low. So basically every card can do damage to him. Another thing about, I know I'm talking a lot about the Trunks fight, but that was the hardest fight. That was like the fight to beat. Another thing about the Trunks fight is in the second form, it was 6.9 mil defense in his second form, and he had the same amount of HP as that first as the first Vegeta that we fought in this event. So I mean 6.9 mil is a huge stat to hit, especially if you're not running the Super Bosses team. Like, I love the Majin Buu team, they do fantastic, but their name of the game is defense. Like, their name of the game is defense and then heal. Like, Super Boss's name of the game is to do a lot of damage. Like, that is just like what they're good at. Yeah, they have units like the Brolys, like the Fizz Rosés. Like, they can compete in the sense that they could be defensive as well. It's just, it's very, very hard to combat, or to even like make the argument for Majin Power defense and Super Boss's defenses being like kind of similar, when Majin Power not only has ridiculous defense, ridiculous damage reduction, ridiculous dodge, they also have ridiculous healing. And they all work well together. The Super Boss's team, like, it can be kind of funky. It's kind of like, are we going to be running a lot of Brolys? You know what I'm saying? Or are we going to be running a lot of Rosés? Are we going to be running a lot of Goku Blacks? Like, what are we doing here? Are we going to bring in some Keflas and Cauliflas? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's not as cohesive. Let's go for... Well, we could just do this again. Like, we're just gonna treat him like we treated his son Trunks. Double delay action. Yeah, so I think after... I have to look up the rest of the blue zones. I think the only challenge that we'll have after we complete... I say after we complete it, we already did Future Trunks. Future Trunks was the challenge for this this part of the anniversary. Would be Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Goku, and Vegeta. So that should be the hardest fight that we're gonna have on Global once it does come out. Because I think it's the hardest on JP. If it's not the hardest on JP, I guess Cell Max. That Cell Max Red Zone, that brand new one that they got, would be the hardest. I mean, other than that, I can't really think of another one. Maybe Kid Buu that we had got for Golden Week is another good Red Zone fight. But yeah, it's not gonna be a lot of difficult content until the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and Vegeta tag team come out for Blue Zone. We didn't even get the damn Dokkan attack. We ran through them that quickly. Okay. Didn't even get the Dokkan attack. There we go. That did take us quite a bit of time, I will say. The first part of the Vegeta definitely did take us a bit more time. I was more so rambling than actually trying to optimize how we were attacking and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I really didn't need to use an item here, but I was like, yeah, might as well get it done. We didn't even use our support memory, which is Icarus. We didn't get low enough to actually proc it. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's the event. We're gonna go ahead and move on to MUI in the next episode, and that's where we can actually start having some fun because we can bring back the one of each typing teams. And I want you guys to remember that if you're having difficulties doing some of these events, let me go ahead and mute this. If you're having difficulties actually doing some of these events, the name of the game is to use the strongest cards that are out right now. So if you don't have this team, I really recommend just running the Broly team, run the Super Bosses team, because Broly can also run like parts of this team as well, because Broly's leader skill covers Super Bosses, Transformation Boost, and I forgot the third one, but Transformation Boost is like all the boos. So if you have like most of the team, let's say you're missing like Mr. Boo, and you're missing maybe the Super Easy Kid Boo, or let's say you're just missing like Harudigar or something like that, you can still run like the Fat Boo, or like if you guys don't have the Fat Boo, like you can just literally swap the Broly leader, what do you call it, and run this team pretty much, I believe, in its entirety. I believe all of them are under Transformation Boost. Let's check that. Let's check that real quick. Are they all under Transformation Boost? I know you should be. Are you under Transformation Boost, sir? Or you should be because you transform. Harudigar definitely is because you transform. You definitely are because you transform as well. And is Mr. Boo under transform? He is. So literally, guys, if you don't have the Fat Boo, you can still run the exact same team as I am. Just put Broly as your lead. And if you want, you could double Broly, which is a really good idea. If you don't, you can pick whatever else you want for a Transformation Boost lead. But yeah, guys, if you're having any difficulties with these events, if you don't have this exact team, like I said, you can run the Broly if you're missing anybody in particular. And if you want like additional advice, like, hey, I have the same team, but I'm not having the same success as you, highly recommend going and getting your link levels up. I don't recommend summoning any more than you already have, as long as you have Broly. If you have Broly in this part of the celebration, I think you're doing fantastic. You have extra stones, you can go for the Gogeta, but I really don't recommend that. I think if you're on global right now and you really don't have a whole bunch of stones and you're debating on getting Gogeta, don't even worry. I'm going to go ahead and answer it. Don't get them. If you already have Broly, you're chilling. Wait for Gohan. Get Gohan. Do everything you can to get Gohan. Beast Gohan is definitely more of the necessity than Gogeta, and Beast Gohan is more of the necessity really than anybody in the celebration other than Broly. I think Broly is the biggest necessity because he's a villain unit. He leads a fantastic team. He probably has a top 5 team, like even on JP, or top 5 leader skill even on JP. But he's the ticket prize. You focus on getting Broly first. Don't worry about Gogeta. Save your stones up. Get Beast Gohan, and you should be absolutely chilling. You're going to be walking into the worldwide download celebration looking very well. And guys, I also want to go ahead and preface that if you're sitting on a lot of stones right now, you already got Broly, you're chilling, maybe you even already got Gogeta, or maybe you don't even care, so you're not even going to bother summon on him. After you get Beast Gohan, save every single stone. Worldwide download celebration is coming. It's going to be a fantastic celebration. It always is. It's always great. It's always it's been synced up with global for a while now. And that's when the sync is going to start. Right after Worldwide Download Celebration, we're going to be synced with JP. That means we have the exact same banners dropping. So having a lot of stones is great because of a ridiculously powerful card that comes out that, like, trumps beasts and stuff like that. You have the stones to at least have a chance at pulling it. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all later.